So we'll chant 11 and 12. Please repeat after me. Satsangan mukta dussango Atum notsahate buddha Nityamanam yasho yasya Sakrit akaranya rochanam Tasmin nestadya partha Sahenam viraham katham Darshana sparsha samlapa Shayana sana bhojane. Translation. An intelligent person who has understood the Supreme Lord in association with pure devotees and has become freed from bad materialistic association can never avoid hearing the glories of the Lord, even though he has heard them only once. How then could the Pandavas tolerate his separation, for they had been intimately associated with this person by seeing him face to face, touching him, conversing with him, and sleeping, sitting, and dining with him? Purport. The living being's constitutional position is one of serving a superior. He is obliged to serve by force the dictates of illusory material energy in different phases of sense gratification. And in serving the senses, he is never tired. Even though he may be tired, the illusory energy perpetually forces him to do so without being satisfied. There is no end to such sense gratificatory business, and the conditioned soul becomes entangled in such servitude without hope of release. The release is only effected by association with pure devotees. By such association, one is gradually promoted to his transcendental consciousness. Thus, he can know that his eternal position is to render service unto the Lord and not the perverted senses and the capacity of lust, anger, desire to lord it over, etc. Material society, friendship, and love are all different phases of lust. Home, country, family, society, wealth, and all sorts of corollaries are all causes of bondage in the material world, where the threefold miseries of life are concomitant factors. As an associates with pure devotees and hears them submissively, attachment for material enjoyment slackens and attraction for hearing about the transcendental activities of the Lord becomes prominent. Once this attraction begins, it goes on progressively increasing without stoppage like fire in gunpowder. It is said that Hari, the personality of God, is so transcendently attractive that even those who are self-satisfied by self-realization and are factually liberated from all material bondage also become devotees of the Lord. Under these circumstances, it is easily understood what must have been the position of the Pandavas, who were constant companions of the Lord. They could not even think of separation from Sri Krishna, since the attraction was more intense for them because of continuous personal contact. Their position in separation from him was no less than that of the gopis of Vrindavan. The Lord being absolute, however, separation from him is as good as personal contact. The remembrance of his form, qualities, name, fame, pastime, etc. is so attractive for the pure devotee that he forgets all forms, qualities, names, fame, and activities of the mundane world, and due to his mature association with other pure devotees, he is not out of contact with the Lord for a moment. We chant 13 and 14 and read only the translations. Verse 13. Sarve te nimishe rakshe tamanu druta chetasaha Vikshantaha sneha sambadha Vichelus tatra tatraha. All their hearts were melting for him in the pot of attraction. They looked at him without blinking their eyes, and they moved hither and thither in perplexity. We'll come to the purport later if we have time. It's important. We chant 14 also. Text 14. Nerundan udgalat pashpam Autkantya devaki sute Nirayat agara no badram Iti syad bandavastriyaha. The female relatives whose eyes were flooded with tears out of anxiety for Krishna came out of the palace. They could stop their tears only with great difficulty. They feared that tears would cause misfortune at the time of departure. Even this purport is beautiful. All these 13 and 14 purports, please read later. We'll read later if we have time. But as I told you, the section 11, 12, 13, 14 is all about separation. the intolerable separation from Krishna. We are not on that level. We feel separation from Maya. If you don't get sense gratification, we become restless. But for pure devotees, they feel intense separation from Krishna. So that is what 11 and 12 reveals. And the 13th verse reveals how they kept looking at Krishna with unblinking eyes. So they would not blink their eyes also. And then the women, it's revealed how they block their tears. So we will briefly discuss today, although this is theoretical for many of us, that to come to that level of loving Krishna, but it is possible. Otherwise, then we are practicing a hopeless path. We have to come to that. That is the goal of our ISKCON. We are not here to simply memorize verses and become pandits or raise funds. We are here to love Krishna. We have to come to that level somehow or other. Okay, you may say, Prabhuji, kya paida wo discuss karte? No, we will discuss because we can reach that level of loving Krishna like all these exalted devotees like Vidura, Gandhari, Dhritarashtra, all the names they are mentioned here. Yusu, Nakula, Arjuna, Gopis of Vrindavan. In fact, Prabhupada says in the purport we read that these Hastinapur residents were not different from the residents of Vrindavan. They were also loving Krishna so much. So how can we love Krishna like this? So we can do at our level by practicing authentic bhakti, honest bhakti, which is a bridge from our lower consciousness, which we have right now, to advanced stages. We are not in the advanced stages. Let us admit we are at the lower stages. But we can't directly jump to the advanced stage. We have to take a bridge. So how do we do that? How do we travel or how do we go through this lower level of what is lower level of consciousness? Thinking of my satisfaction, my enjoyment. So how do we go to that level where the devotees are only thinking of Krishna and they're actually crying in separation from Krishna? How many of us actually cry remembering, oh Krishna, I'm going to miss darshan of Gopinath and Gopinath is so beautiful. वो याद करके रोना बहुत बड़ा चीज होता है. So we'll now discuss how to do that. So for that, first we have to understand the three types of bhakti that we do. I'm not going to the technical names which is given in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. I'm trying to translate it into the Kali Yuga level where we are. At our level, how do we translate the bhakti scriptures? So there are three kinds of bhakti. One is what we all commonly practice. It's called ritualistic bhakti. The second is emotional bhakti. And third is the actual, factual or real or existential bhakti. So, what is ritualistic bhakti? Which I don't want to blame you are in that. But many of us are trapped by that where there is no emotion, it's only rituals. So if you want to rise from this ritualistic to Pandava's level, then we have to go from ritual to emotional, then from emotional we have to go to existential. So ritual bhakti, you know what is ritual bhakti? Easy to understand. Any examples of ritualistic bhakti? Coming to temple is, it's ritualistic. 16 rounds, khatam karo, japa, finish it. There is no feelings for Krishna when we are doing ritualistic bhakti. It is, we are in Krishna consciousness because of social pressure or fear. Like we have a very vague understanding. Okay, if you want to know whether you are in ritualistic bhakti, these are the symptoms. You have a vague understanding that we have to go back to Godhead. Surrender is the only way. But we are more interested in finishing our rounds. We are more interested in our services, in our family. Krishna consciousness is part of my family, but my emotions are there only for my family or my close relationship. My emotions are only for them. So even if I may come and cry in front of Krishna, but it is because of my life in this world. That is why I cry in front of Krishna. It is still about me, my life, my problems that makes me cry when I come in front of Krishna. It is not love of Krishna that makes me cry. That is ritualistic. So, can we all accept that we are here? Now we can come to emotional bhakti, which is we add emotions where we actually feel We cry or we hanker for higher taste. We ask questions like, how do we taste in chanting? Or how to become more devotional? We are actually sincerely wanting to come closer to Krishna. And we seek good association, we seek ecstasy, all that. And we are grateful to Krishna. This is all emotional bhakti. So generally what happens, we oscillate between ritual bhakti to emotional bhakti. And both these states are states where we are seeking happiness. See, ritualistic bhakti is where we are seeking happiness in material life. And to get that, we do ritual bhakti. And then we come to Krishna consciousness and we want spiritual happiness. We don't want material happiness. We want happiness of serving Krishna. We want to be happy by chanting, coming to temple, deity worship. We want to serve devotees. We are doing all these devotional activities, but we are doing it for happiness. Happiness. See, we don't want happiness now from movies. We want happiness from watching our devotee dramas, annual dramas. We don't want to go to Karmi hotels. We want to go to Govinda. But ultimately, we want to be happy. And we think that I am seeking spiritual happiness because instead of materialistic activities, I am now performing devotional activities. We equate devotional activities to spiritual experiences. Actually, it is not the same. See, earlier, movies gave you happiness. Now you come for these ISKCON dramas. You want to watch ISKCON dramas on YouTube, all the annual dramas. And you're telling yourself it is the same. It's like, I give up material happiness, now I watch. We say, no, there is spiritual equivalent for everything material, we say. But deep within it is not the same. And then we wonder, how come spiritual activities are not giving me ecstasy that material activities are giving me? We imagine that we should feel more ecstasy in devotional dramas than watching Rajmouli's movies. But sadly, we find that experience is not higher. Honestly, let us be honest. Then we say, okay, at least if I don't get higher happiness in spiritual activities, at least let me get same. Then we say, then that also we don't get. In fact, we get lesser happiness in spiritual activities than in materialistic activities because the experience that we are seeking is not spiritual. We are actually seeking only happiness only. But instead of material activities, we want to get that experience through spiritual activities. That is all. So that experience is not spiritual. Experience is material only. The activities is spiritual. So therefore, let us now understand how to make this experience spiritual, like the gopis, like the Pandavas. And what does it mean to be spiritual? What does it mean to have spiritual experience? See, we all sense gratification, all of you know, like eating pizza. Senses, watching something. So gratification of the senses is easy to understand. But higher than sense gratification, I won't say higher, but after sense gratification, when we come to ISKCON, we generally seek emotional gratification. Sense gratification is satisfying senses. Emotional gratification is generally satisfaction of the mind, intelligence, and ego. It is not spiritual, it is emotional. It is subtle compared to sense gratification is gross. Emotional gratification is subtle. And then spiritual gratification, spiritual happiness is even more subtle because it is at the level of the soul. It cannot be described in words. We try our best to explain it in words. See, there was one boy who was a Netflix addict. He had Netflix, you told me Netflix, he had Amazon Amazon Prime, and Disney World, some Disney Hotstar. So that he told me 3-4 what is that called, OTT platforms on his computer. He says he was addicted to watching all this. So one devotee suggested to him that we should watch ISKCON dramas on YouTube. It's true story. But he came and told me, Prabhuji, I have a problem. The devotee told me this solution, but it is not working. It is not the same. So I told him, see, you were earlier looking for happiness from Maya. Now you want happiness from Krishna. The change is, what the change has happened in you is, you wanted happiness from Maya, now you want from Krishna. That's all. You're searching for happiness only. Earlier you wanted it from material activities. Now you are trying to get it from rituals and bhakti. And when rituals don't get, you're investing emotions, you're crying, you're doing all this. And when emotional bhakti also doesn't give you that happiness, then you go to sense gratification. That is how devotees are trapped. Although they are practicing bhakti yoga, because it is ritualistic and at best emotional bhakti, they are either going to sense gratification or some time pass bhakti. So that's how we are trapped. In fact, that's how we go backward. There are devotees who are at this level of spiritual advancement before coming to ISKCON, in terms of their value systems, in terms of their whatever. Then realizing that Krishna is very high and unattainable after some years of bhakti, but because we want rasa, we want happiness, they went here. So much compromise. It has happened with some people, I would say a large number of people. Because we were trapped by ritualistic emotional bhakti. There is more. So we have to rise higher. See, ritualistic bhakti is all about being driven by fear, reward. There is no Krishna there. So what I'm proposing or what we're discussing is that we need to enter the stage of existential bhakti, real bhakti, which is all about Krishna. It is not about me. That is where the Pandavas are. Ritualistic bhakti is where I am. And the journey is the emotional bhakti. So we need emotions. But see, it's like this. This Mahim church? There are people who go 21 Wednesdays. If you go there, you get all your desires fulfilled. I know one devotee who chants every day 21 times Hanuman Chalisa. I know someone who does, all those, like 16 rounds also like that only. Karna hi hai, kuch to milega, job rahega, family acha rahega. So somewhere we are trapped by rituals. See, rituals are important or not important? They are important. Like, see, this is a ritual. Coming in front of deities and folding your palm, it's a ritual. So this creates the mood to offer a heart. Like you can't come in front of Krishna and spread your legs and sit like this. Oh, prayerful feelings are. So rituals are important. But there is more to Krishna consciousness than rituals. Now you may have a beautiful envelope, beautiful package, but other gift hona chahiye. Rituals is like all the packaging. So inside the gift is, there has to be emotions. But we are not able to offer emotions. And even when we offer emotions, we get stuck there. So, because our emotional offerings are filled with ourselves at the end of the day. It is good. I mean, we are personal. We can't not offer our emotions. So, it is okay. But you have to start making a transition. You start moving from I language to Krishna language. See, when we are practicing bhakti, I don't want to discourage you, your grahasthas. See, we have our insecurities and fear. All of you are attached to your children, your spouse. So then, we think we hold on to rituals. We hope that will save me. But it doesn't save us. The 16 rounds is not actually the thing. There is more to bhakti. And that is offering emotion. But, even higher than offering emotions, which is existential bhakti, is where even if I'm not feeling emotions for Krishna, I'll still offer my heart to you. I am yours. This is actually factual bhakti. Where bhakti is in me so much, I am bhakti man, filled with connection to Krishna consciousness, that my practices are not dependent on my feeling good. It is all about Krishna. I know it sounds abstract. We come there, but I'm just saying, see, because it's subtle. Sense gratification we can understand. Emotional also we can understand. But existential is all about Krishna, so we can't understand because we've never been in that space before. But I'll try to take you there because from my journals only, when I share from my journals, I'm excited. So I can share. This is called as, in the Christian tradition, they call it as dark night of the soul. Amongst Christian, even Mother Teresa went through that. It is a stage, what we call midlife crisis or devotees feeling lonely. This is a common phenomenon because devotees are stuck in rituals or they are emotional, in their own world of mind, intelligence, and ego. So transformation is not happening. They're just trapped. So now, today can be a breakthrough day. We need to enter a space of inner transformation, dramatic inner transformation. And the journey from ritualistic, emotional to actual will happen when we first practice honesty or authenticity. So what that means is, the first step is ask some uncomfortable question, tough question. Why are you doing Krishna consciousness? Don't answer me right now. Why have you taken the spiritual path? You ask yourself. Is it because you wanted to be happy? For many, yes, that was the reason. Is it because you wanted relief from some suffering? What was your motivation? आप समझ रहे हो ना? Question तो समझ में आया ना? Don't answer me, but ask and revisit your initial purpose of coming to Krishna consciousness. Satsang programs, weekly programs. Once you have an answer, then what I discuss now, you can go ahead actually. Many will realize the motivation was their children or their happiness, their house, something, some artha, jigyasu, artha. And bhakti, by definition, is a path where God rules. Krishna is called as transcendental autocrat. He is independent. He loves us more than we love him. He wants us to come back to him more than we want to feel his love. But he is a transcendental autocrat, which means he has a master plan. He wants us to feel his love, and he knows that we are motivated by happiness. So he wants to shake us to the core so that we abandon that motivation and we start wanting to serve him, connect with him. We wanted happiness. Krishna gave us that. Initially, he gave us happiness. All of us felt that. Now, Krishna wants to seek his love. He wants us to love him, not be trapped by my happiness. See, his love, loving Krishna for who Krishna is more beautiful and more complete. It is beyond the happiness that we are constantly seeking at the level of mind, intelligence, ego. What is Krishna's love? It's all about belonging to Krishna. It's not about becoming somebody in this world or getting something. Generally, you see, we're all driven by that. I want something. I want to become somebody. There is a very big difference in belonging to Krishna and in becoming somebody in this world or getting something in this world. So it's not the same. Belongingness is a more complete experience. Do you agree? When you belong to someone, you feel more complete. And that belongingness is called existential bhakti, real bhakti, factual bhakti. Where Krishna consciousness is in me, I am Krishna consciousness. The process has become integrated. It's like what the impersonalists say, become one with God. They want to become one with God. We also become one with the process. Our process has become, I saw one many years ago, earthquake in Gujarat. So there were a lot of people are dying and the houses have fallen. So the TV news mein aa raha tha. So this lady is crying. She's actually sad, but she's constantly chanting Swaminarayan's name. In that pain and suffering, she's chanting her God's name. Genuinely, she is looking for relief from that chanting. It's existential. Uska andar pura sam gaya hai. See, what it basically means is, even if I feel happy, if I feel thrilled, I don't feel, I belong to Krishna. That is andar deeply ghusde. I belong to Krishna. I'm safe with Krishna. And I can share this silence with Krishna. I can be with Krishna even if I'm not feeling very excited, happy. So, you can know you are in this stage of the Pandavas and the Gopis. You are there only if while chanting you pray, Krishna, I don't feel ecstatic today chanting. But I'm chanting now. Externally you are saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Internally you are saying Krishna. I'm chanting not to feel ecstasy, but I'm chanting because I want to belong to you. When we say that as we are chanting, we are entering that space. I am yours, Krishna, even though I don't feel it. That is existential. I belong to you, even though you chose to make me not feel happy. Although Krishna has chosen not to give you happiness right now, but you are choosing Krishna. Basically you are saying, I belong to you, Krishna, whether you make me happy or not. That is Ashlishta Bhapadarapa in our common language. And when we start offering these kind of prayers, then we enter the advanced stages of it. This is the translation of the 5th verse of Shikshashtakam. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadish kamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhakti rahetu ki. I don't want wealth, I don't want followers, I don't want sense gratification. Life after life, I'm yours, Krishna. This is when we can offer our heart to Krishna even during the time of pain and suffering, not to seek relief from pain, but to please Krishna, to execute His will, to belong to Krishna. That's when the inner transformation starts happening. So, are you getting the 3 stages? What is the first? Second, emotional. And then, existence. Ritual is easy to understand, right? So, now we want to see emotional is also easy, where we are adding gratitude, love, all of that. So, but to make it spiritual, we have to go even deeper. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in that emotional part only. Basically, what I'm trying to say in simple words is, if I am practicing real bhakti or existential bhakti when I am seeking a life beyond happiness, I want something more than happiness. I want a life of belonging to Krishna. And that is a space called shelter, or what I call in the classes as homestay. You have reached home. So what is a practical thing we can do? Okay, let us be very practical. What can we do now in our day-to-day life by which we are in that space? First, you understand that there is this thing called as what the Christians call a dark night of the soul. We can call it as loneliness or pain or suffering or unhappiness. Don't think that I'll be happy. So our problem is you're obsessed with happiness. So there is a spiritual crisis which I've heard Bhadranarayan Maharaj say this. He's a very senior Prabhupada disciple. He also used the word dark night of the soul in his class. And he said, see, this is a spiritual crisis where devotees feel no taste. Has anyone here felt no taste while chanting? Sometimes at least. Most of the time you are ecstatic. Sometimes you feel no taste, or you feel dry, you feel empty. Have you ever felt abandoned by Krishna? I have felt. Sometimes you feel like that. Basically what Krishna is doing, he's silently stripping us of all the illusions. We have some subtle pride that I'm very advanced. See, Krishna does all of this because what is pure love? Pure love means to be cleansed of the ego. Ego nahi hona chahiye na. Pure love matlab soul and Krishna. So right now, what is there in the ego? The ego is trapped by this. I was sitting on the Sunday class. We are attracted to the consolation prize in Krishna consciousness. In sports, gold, silver, bronze. But somebody has tried really hard, they give him consolation prize. So in Bhakti, the consolation prize is sweet feelings. So, like we feel good. Prashadam was nice. Darshan was so sweet. Kirtan was melodious. This is consolation prize. Okay, be happy. Push over. But Krishna is going to strip this out because Krishna wants to see, he wants to test. Will you still love me when you don't feel anything? So what a mother does, when you have raised your children, you must have seen. She steps back just to see if the child can learn to walk on her own. So sometimes Krishna also becomes invisible to see if we learn to depend on his presence beyond perception. Like, perception, we depend on Krishna, it's okay. But when I don't perceive him, That is the real test. See, when there are many sincere devotees who have experienced, can confess loss of taste. Many devotees have expressed shame and guilt for not being better than what they should be. And there are devotees who have expressed despair and doubt for doubt in the process that Krishna actually takes care. But we don't talk about it because we feel if I say this, other fellow will get bewildered. And I have to give faith to everyone. I'm a preacher. My responsibility is to jagat ko uddar karna hai. Arre, mera uddar hoya nahi ho. We have become self-proclaimed conscious keepers of the society. We feel it's our jimmedari to make everyone positive and confident. So we tell them, "Arre, Bhakti bahut acha hai." So we devotees have experienced no reciprocation from Krishna, no emotional reciprocation. They start feeling, Krishna, I have given my life to you. Why do I feel so lost? There are devotees who have asked this, but they don't publicly say this. That is called a dark night of the soul or a space of loneliness. So how do we walk through that? That is what I wanted to briefly share with you. Some thoughts from a journal I'm sharing. First is, we need to develop faith beyond feeling. Generally, our faith is, faith with feeling is that, we keep saying Krishna is good, I'll be happy. That kind of positive pep talk we give. But what I'm talking about, faith beyond feeling means start telling yourself when you're chanting or, these affirmations, people teach affirmations. Generally, the affirmations are alag type ka hota hai. What I'm talking about, faith beyond feeling, is start affirming like this. Krishna is always with me, even if I feel nothing. Try saying this. What did I say just now? Krishna is always with me, even if I feel nothing. So when I'm chanting in this mode, so then what is happening is, I'm not chanting to get something. Are you seeing? I'm chanting to be with Krishna. I just want to simply be with Krishna. That is different. It actually feels like you're talking to darkness. There is no Krishna there. You feel like that because you're not feeling Krishna's presence. But you're still affirming that Krishna is with me, even though I'm feeling nothing. This is one thing you could start. Practically, I'm saying, by which, even though you are not happy, but still you are happy. Still you feel Krishna hai hamare paas. That is first, faith beyond feeling. Second, stop judging your spiritual progress emotionally. We judge our spiritual progress emotionally. Like, if you don't have taste, what do you say immediately? I'm not advancing. Or you are experiencing silence from Krishna, you don't feel Krishna's love. Like the devotees feel suddenly when they get wrong desires in the heart. How do they think like this? And then they think, oh, that means Krishna is silent. I'm not experiencing Krishna's love, so I'm getting this material. Then they think Krishna is punishing. When they have no taste, they think they're not advancing. When they experience silence from Krishna, they think Krishna is punishing. Actually, sometimes, we should know, deeper the love, the darker the night. Because God trusts you that you can love God without proof. See, we want always proof. Can you love God without proof? Can you? So at that time, you could do something like, I'm saying this because Radhanath Maharaj answered this question once to Dwarkadish. He said, humility means to be able to tell Krishna, Krishna, I was nothing. I am nothing. I will be nothing. And you are everything. And I just belong to you. This is actually pure devotee prayer. And Krishna wants only that. So this is the second thing. First was faith beyond feeling. Second, stop judging yourself spiritually. Stop judging your spiritual progress emotionally. And third, very practical. Keep showing up. Means consistency. Bhakti Yoga is about, Bhakti Yoga is not about a transaction. It's about a relationship. So in a relationship, even when there are no transactions happening, you show up, right? It's being, it's a relationship. Even if your heart is dry, show up in the morning. Come for Mangalarti, chanting, whatever you are doing, whatever you are vowed to do. Even if you have doubts, chant. Even if you feel unworthy, somehow cry to Krishna. Devotees think Arey, I think I'm falling down because I'm not feeling good. No, you're not falling down. Your Krishna is hollowing you out. In English, there is a phrase, I don't know how to say it better. Hollow, there is a dabba, पूरा उसको अंदर से आप सब निकाल देते हो. It's called hollow out. So Krishna sometimes hollows the heart out. हमारे अंदर जो heart में अभी wrong identities है. I'm a mother, I'm a manager, I'm good, I'm rich, I'm this, Marwadi, whatever identities we are. No? Krishna, why he removes all of them? So that he can fill it with something better. But he has to remove. He has to remove the wrong identities that we have put. So therefore, when Krishna is hollowing us out, what we have to do? Just keep showing up. Don't panic at that time. Just hang on because Krishna surgery kar rahe hain. And if we hang on, if we stay faithful, then after we pass through this phase of loneliness, you know what will happen to you? You will become more soft-hearted in Krishna consciousness. You will have unshakable humility, which will be real. Right now, it's artificial. Many of us.
Those are the symptoms.
Those are the symptoms. Unshakable. Right now, when we say, "How are you, Prabhuji? Prabhuji, I am in Maya." No, Prabhu, you are advanced. I am in Maya. No, Prabhu, you are in Yoga Maya. I am in Mahamaya. All this kind. All the limbo. Humility, unshakable internal humility, soft-heartedness, and you know that Krishna has hollowed you out, and you are now actually connected. You have a sense of belongingness with Krishna when you are no more interested in self-glorification. You are not interested in getting praises. Like praise मिले नहीं मिले आपका चलता रहेगा गाड़ी. And that taste is existential. It's not emotional. It's unconditional love. Just because, see, you love Krishna because of who he is. That's it. That is the doorway to the Bhava Bhakti that Rupa Goswami talks about. See, right now what we're doing is Sadhana Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti के बाद Bhava Bhakti. जो हम बोलते हैं ना Bhava Prema. So basically, some of the things you can start telling yourself is when Krishna is absent in your chanting. Because chanting is the main thing we are doing, right? Every day, many of us are spending 2 hours in chanting. So, please tell, next time when you are chanting, please tell yourself, when Krishna seems absent, he is doing the deepest work. He is digging my heart. He is removing all my layers. Don't escape. Don't grudge yourself. Don't pick up your smartphone and check WhatsApp when chanting because you're not feeling taste. Just whisper, Krishna, I will love you even here. There's nothing here, but I will love you here. So, and that whisper, what will happen when you say that? It will echo. कुछ आएगा नहीं बाबू. कुछ आएगा नहीं.
I was thinking because we have learned this now. So when we speak, that is also going to be a ritualistic thing.
No, it will not happen. So we are here again. Invest your emotions in it. See, if you keep showing up, that's why coming back to the earlier point, keep showing up. Then one day it will be answered with a silence that is, see, generally we think silence means absence. Krishna is not there. Like when you're chanting, suddenly, sometimes in the temple hall, if you capture the heart, no, silence is not absence. Silence is also presence of Krishna, which is beyond sound. See, generally we are so much used to noise all the time. We're used to visible signs of love that we don't understand how there can be Krishna even when there is apparently nothing happening. Unfortunately, many of us find these things, what I'm talking right now, very abstract because all this is beyond emotions. See, emotions itself is subtle. See, self-gratification is gross, no? You can easily understand. Emotional gratification is subtle because it is beyond senses. And Krishna's gratification, Krishna relationship, existential bhakti is the subtlest है, वो तो soul के level पे. So how can we describe it in words? That's the point I'm trying to make. But still, we are trying to explain. I'm trying my best to see. Journaling is very good. Journaling helps you to break and filter. What do you say? Decode करने में help करता है. थोड़ा तो help करता है. So therefore, when we were very new now in bhakti, we like gross things. Like we like good kirtan, good prasad, excitement, seva. Because senses are active. And then we seek emotions. We want to feel sweet while chanting. We get goosebumps. Anybody got goosebumps in Kirtan? Maza aa gaya. Or when we hear class also, nice class, maza aata hai. Or beautiful emotions, that uplifts the heart. All of this is great. This is wonderful. This is part of Bhakti. I'm not denying, I'm not discounting it. But I'm just saying it is not the deepest level. It is not Ashleshava Palapam. It is not the highest which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give us. Because emotions will come and go. That is the point. One day it will be there, one day it will not be there. Because your mood will be different. Health. Have you seen when your health is down? Arey, health अच्छा भी रहेगा ना? वो H1B क्या? HB1C वो that HbA1C sugar का pre-diabetic रहेगा ना? You are healthy right now. वो pre-diabetic में भी it is what 5.7 के नीचे is normal. 5.7 to 6.4 is pre-diabetic. So 5.7 is as good as normal only. It is pre-diabetic में भी सबसे lowest. So first time when my HbA1C was 5.7, I panicked. How can I be pre-diabetic? Then I realized I'm healthy, yaar. Bhagwan DT सामने है, माला है, सब अच्छा चल रहा है. I'm just saying our emotions are dependent on mood, on health, circumstances, ego. All this affects the emotions. Therefore, it is good to feel good in bhakti, but that is emotional bhakti. Existential means I want Krishna not because of how he makes me feel, but because of who Krishna is. You are drawn to Krishna not because he is the source of happiness, because Krishna is the center of your being. It's like your life breath. You can't be without Krishna. Somebody is kept. Can you please unmute? Somebody is somebody has kept it unmuted. Let us mute yourself. Who is it? Yamuna Prabhu. Please mute. Hare Krishna. Disturbance are there. Hare Krishna. I'll have to. Hare Krishna, Yamuna Prabhu, please mute yourself. Every class, make this a rule. एक message देने का board में online devotees, please keep yourself muted. It disturbs. It disturbs the flow of thought. मैंने ऐसे एक थोड़ा points बनाया. So okay, where was I? What did we discuss just now? मजा आ रही. नहीं something. So yeah, emotional bhakti हो गया. So emotional bhakti अच्छा है, मजा आ गया. That is good. But we have to go deeper because moods can change. So even when I feel nothing, even when I don't get emotional thrill, even when the world is misunderstanding me, even when I'm suffering, if my heart can whisper while chanting that I belong to Krishna, even without bliss, Krishna is my home state, my shelter. It's not about emotion. It's about your entire being able to say that without Krishna, I do not exist. So, this famous pastime, Krishna leaves the gopis during Rasa. Now, they were crying. Why were they crying? Is it because they missed that emotional sweetness of being with Krishna? Was that the reason why they were crying? No. They cried because their existence itself became empty. It is like, see, they don't want Krishna's embrace. They just want him to be happy. But even if Radharani says in the 19th chapter of Chaitanya, 20th chapter of 19th and 20th chapter of Antilila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu in Mura Radharani says, even if Krishna loves another gopi, I will go and serve that gopi. Because I don't want Krishna for my satisfaction. I want Krishna to be happy. Let me never forget Krishna. Basically, their whole existence belongs to Krishna. It is not about, see, there is no conditions in that love. There is no bargaining. There is only belonging. So, this is the stage where bhakti matures, ego gets crushed, love becomes unconditional. And Krishna is not someone you love. Krishna becomes your very sense of your identity. It's no longer about, oh, I didn't feel Krishna today. I'm not feeling Krishna conscious today. It's not about that. It's like, even if I don't feel him, I am Krishna's, and that is enough. So you can start trying some of these affirmations, some prayer like, Krishna, even without taste, I'm yours. You are my only truth. So that is the essence of mature devotion. So I'll give you some check tools in the next few minutes. You can try this so you can examine where you are. Okay, how many of you feel, I've sometimes felt, wow, Krishna consciousness is so good. It makes me so blissful. Chanting is nectar. Everything को तो लगा होगा. Kirtans make me cry. Lectures thrill me. This is emotional bhakti stage. Even now, sometimes you feel like that. This is Krishna's gift. I mean, we're not dismissing it. Krishna is given us this to draw us in. अंदर खींचने के लिए दिया हमको. Because bhakti has to feel emotionally rewarding. That's why there is taste, there is joy, there is a feeling of divine mercy. But in that divine mercy, beneath that, there could be hiding. There could be subtle ego. I'm advancing quickly. It could be subtle ego could be there. Or if I do this, then Krishna will give me this. That's controller mode could also be there inside. जो ego का layers ना बहुत subtle रहता है. This is like and this is real. False ego is real. False ego बोलते हैं, but it is real. So this is the honeymoon phase of bhakti, not actual married life. Subtle ego is there. So what does Krishna do? Krishna starts withdrawing those emotional rewards. Chanting suddenly starts feeling dull. Kirtan becomes a drag. You're reading Prabhupada books, Bhagavatam, heavy. Book suddenly heavy लगने लगता है. The mind starts panicking. Oh, I'm falling down. I'm committing offenses. I'm not good devotee. But in truth, what is happening now? Krishna is just inviting you to come deeper. That's all. Don't panic. This is essential because this is how Krishna is breaking your pride in your achievements. You're dependent on your feelings. So Krishna wants to smash that. We have an illusion of my own devotion. So Bhagavan smashed it. This is the time when Krishna wants you to say, Krishna, I can't pretend anymore. I am not advanced. I am not in control. I am yours. So here, what happens? Many devotees feel humiliated by their weakness. They feel haunted by their past mistakes. They are tired of performance bhakti for others. We lecture them and you feel emotionally empty. But if you can make this affirmation, which I am saying just now, then you will be emotionally empty, but you will be spiritually honest. And that's an amazing growth. That's when, you start saying, this is actually the beginning of real bhakti because you stop loving Krishna for the gifts that he has given you so far. You start loving him because there is nothing else for you. There is nothing else for you. So you start saying, Krishna, even without sweetness, I will stay. Because you are my only shelter. And that's when you start tasting the joy of chastity. See, right now we are attracted by the thrill of romance. What is deeper? Thrill of romance or joy of chastity? Thrill of romance, yeah. Diwali crackers, Diwali fireworks. But that flame, quiet flame which is burning for years and years. So bhakti is all about that quiet flame. It's not about that thrill. So what happens? So as we do this, there will be less show, more soul, less craving for emotions, more craving for the right thing to do. I feel good or not good, but what is the right thing to do? And then this is a stage where we will serve even without visible reward. See, again, admitting I'm not on that level. Just because I'm sharing from all the journals and all that doesn't mean I'm on that level. I'm just saying this is where I'm reminding myself through my journal and through all of it. Basically, feeling content in simply remembering Krishna. Krishna, thank you. Krishna, you are there. This is bhakti. This is not just feeling. Without Krishna, without you, I do not exist. So now, many of us may not reach this so easily. But even a drop of this will transform everything in our life. We'll suddenly feel morning excited to get up. Look, misery रहेगा life में. Krishna is not out there now. Krishna is your very breath. You may not cry or dance in ecstasy, but Your every movement, every step is a whisper of love. You may not be aware that you are loving Krishna, but it's internalized. That's how gopis were loving Krishna. That's how Haridas Thakur, that's how Kunti Devi's position. This is a love that doesn't ask for anything. It is just a love where you want to give everything. We are not like the gopis, but we have to begin somewhere giving without getting. कहीं ना कहीं तो शुरू करना पड़ेगा. Always we are only getting. I mean, the fact is, that's why gratitude is important. So don't beat yourself if you feel dry, if you feel lack of taste. So dryness is not failure. Anybody chanting, feeling dry, then don't think, I'm offensive, I'm fallen. No. It's Krishna is simply deepening your capacity to love him beyond feelings. So now what can you do when the taste actually goes? So start shifting your intention from feeling Krishna to being with Krishna. There's a difference between feeling Krishna and being with Krishna. So like, Chinese could say, Krishna, even if I don't feel you now, I'm not feeling your presence, but I choose to sit with you. This choice is more powerful than a million Kirtan Melas you attend. This one choice has more powerful impact. So there are some mantras of chastity also, like when chanting, you could say, Krishna, even when I feel nothing, I'm yours. This one affirmation can change everything, because that makes the heart soft. Then it reminds you that love is all about loyalty. Love is not about sweetness. Love is not about feelings. So don't escape when you're feeling dry. Don't just pick up your phone and all that. Just, Krishna, here is my heart. You can say this. Krishna, here is my heart, dry, empty, unworthy, but it is still yours. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Abhi kya kare? Abhi aaya hamara. And then read about Haridas Thakur, Kunti Devi, gopis, who gave everything to Krishna. So then, when we read these stories, then we understand, I am not alone. I am walking the path where all these devotees have given everything to Krishna. So many devotees, what they unfortunately do is, their taste is faded, and the taste goes away more because they try to stimulate themselves through phones, scrolling. So what I suggest is, instead of getting distracted by phone, pick up your bead bag and just go on a quiet walk with japa. Just walk quietly, or write letters to Krishna, or chant in front of some deities or picture of Krishna. So let that silence, just embrace that. Don't run away from that placid, silent state, because Krishna's deeper embrace is waiting for you there. So if we don't do this, I realize that if you stay stuck in emotional bhakti, then three things can happen. One is we may slip to sense gratification, because we want rasa, taste, we want to be happy. Krishna is pushing us higher, pulling us higher, but we are stuck there. I want to be happy. Then we will engage in sense gratification. Some of us may not engage in sense gratification, but we will offer emotions intensely to Krishna, but we will offer emotions to make our material life better. It is like you are stuck, you are falling into a quicksand, dal in the first day, and you are trying to swim harder. Prabhupada gives this classic example. That old lady was carrying a big burden on her right shoulder. It was very heavy. God help me, God help me. God appeared. And what did she ask the God? Please shift this to my left shoulder. So that is what we are doing when we are in emotional bhakti. And then the third mistake we do is, some of us, we say, ye galat hai, kuch bhi material nahi chahiye, only Krishna. But there the mistake, because we are in emotional bhakti, we want to go back to God, but we want to go back with frustration. We are frustrated with material world. You can't go back to spiritual world by being frustrated with material. You have to go back feeling happy, grateful. Krishna, thank you for all the experiences you have given me in this world. All the ups and downs, everything was so that I can come to this point where I can tell you that I love you and I belong to you. You can't go back to Godhead by cursing the material world. That is another mistake we do. So we need to look back with gratefulness. Many times I've said it in one of the classes here also, that it is better, instead of living, some people say live in the present moment, I say no, live in the past with gratitude. That is better than living in the present, because that gratitude helps us, makes our heart soft. Anyway, so this is so emotional bhakti, existential bhakti. So even when I'm bored, I can still make advancement. So the summary, have emotional bhakti, ritual bhakti, emotional bhakti, and existential bhakti. So now I want to just share some practical tools, 5-6 things. I've already shared a few things. Faith beyond feeling, and stop judging yourself emotionally for your spiritual lack of advancement. Third, keep showing up. So one thing, so authentic bhakti ke liye एक बहुत important point I want to share with you now. We have now 5 minutes. मैं कर लेता हूँ. I had already taken permission from you that today, because it's kind of last session for the next 2-3 months. I'll come in between from UK, but still क्या होगा पता नहीं. But just for today, I'll just share my heart. So one thing you can start doing now is, let us acknowledge and accept that you are at the level of emotional bhakti and aspire to go ahead. That's it. This is the most important and first step. Like, I have emotional needs. Don't torture yourself. I have emotional needs, but I also am looking for something deeper. Like, I want joy. I want inspiration. I want to feel relief. Right? You want it, right? Okay. But please know that is like the aroma of a great feast, not the real meal. सोचो आपको बहुत भूख लगी है और यहाँ पे बस गोविंदा से पिज्जा इसका स्मेल आ रहा है बस. Then Andy will say, अरे नहीं चाहिए मेरे को ये सब. मेरे को बस एक मूंग दाल का ही 2 भाकरी दे दो मूंग दाल. Real thing is different from the aroma. So this feeling and all is okay. So what we can do, one affirmation which helps me is, we can say, when you're feeling good, na, very important. No? This is the first point I'm saying. Aware, acknowledging your emotional needs and aspiring for higher. Acknowledge what you want, but aspire for higher. Uske liye affirmation hai. When you feel very happy in bhakti, you can say this to Krishna. Krishna, I thank you for all these happy feelings, but I want to go beyond them. I want you. So what you're doing here, you're being honest, but you're also aspiring. This is setting a tone. You are grateful for your emotions, but you're not dependent on them. See, that is the mood. Na? We are grateful for all the good emotions we get, but we can't be dependent. That is one, awareness and aspiration, aspiring higher. Then very subtle point I want to say is, honor your emotional bhakti. See, honor, you are a wonderful devotee of Krishna. I want you to believe in yourself. So honor your emotions, but don't let those emotions drive the chariot of your Krishna consciousness. Like, I see this girl who comes from my class, Ritika Kohli. She sometimes gets her young brother. She's, I think, 22. Her brother is 10 years old. She loves him so much. He's doing many things, but he will never hold the steering wheel of her life. How you treat a younger sibling? प्यार देंगे सब करेंगे, but that person doesn't control you. Similarly, emotional, ठीक है, we want to honor the emotional bhakti that we want good feeling and all of that. So what you could do is, when you're feeling emotionally high, you could say, Krishna, thank you so much for this sweetness I'm experiencing, and I want to use this to come closer to you. I don't want to chase this feeling tomorrow again. See, today I'm feeling very happy. So the night before sleeping, you could say, Krishna, today was a great day. Today I did DT worship, I met these devotees, so many beautiful things happened, Krishna. Thank you for this, and let me use this to come closer to you. Let me not start chasing this feeling. That is a way to honor our emotions. Okay, let's say tomorrow is a very bad day. All misunderstandings, relationship problems. Then we can end the day like this. Thank you, Krishna, for this dryness, for this frustrating day. Thank you. Let me use this to prove that my love for you is real. So when you feel happy, you can use it to, make a, to tell Krishna that please let me use it to come closer to you. Let me not chase this. And when we go through painful, we can say, now is the time to prove my loyalty to Krishna. Like that. So like this, we will be able to acknowledge our emotions and also not get carried away. And then, as I told you earlier, show up means choose consistency over ecstasy. The actual transition happens when you choose consistency over ecstasy. This is emotional bhakti mein kya hota na? You are looking for peak moments. As a kick. But spiritual, the existential bhakti is when you are not wanting thrill, but you want presence. You want presence of Krishna. So start dull japa, slow japa, जो भी आपका you are embarrassed about, start offering that to Krishna. And you can say, Krishna, this is a very boring round, miserable round, but this is an offering to you of my faithfulness. उसमें भी आपको अच्छा कुछ दिखेगा. What happens when you do that? Your heart starts becoming chaste. See, ultimately, we want to experience the joy of chastity to Krishna. We don't want the thrill of romance with Krishna. So because actual happiness is in staying with Krishna, not in sparks. ऐसा कुछ kick मिला उसमें मजा नहीं. So that's one. And last, don't suppress emotions. Offer your sadness. Offer your frustration. Anybody here gone through frustration, sadness, longing, emptiness? Offer it as a part of your sacrifice. Krishna, I feel dry. I feel disconnected, but I am yours. You know, it is like you are having in your heart a wilted flower. You know what is a blossoming, beautiful flower? You know, we think I should offer a beautiful flower. But you have a wilted flower now under. And Krishna, I offer this to you. It is not beautiful, I know, but this is all I have. अभी क्या कर सकते हैं? अभी ये है अंदर. Krishna, I am offering this to you. What is the problem? This is actual intimacy with Krishna because this is raw, unguarded. This is real. This is not actual intimacy. ऐसे होता है ना? Intimacy is when you are unguarded. It's raw. We are scared to offer. We think outside world में ना, external world we offer the best to Krishna. If you are a cook, will you say, अरे कुछ भी नमक डालो चलेगा, दे दो भगवान को देने का? नहीं. Externally we offer the best. Temple, nice decoration, paint, everything is external world. We offer the best to Krishna. So we think internally also I have to be perfect before I can offer Krishna. Internally it's not like that. Internally, wherever you are perfectly situated to offer to Krishna. That's how, and then we can move from the I language to Krishna language. See, right now we say, I feel good, I feel bad, my chanting was dry, my heart is restless. No, the language changing means, Krishna, you are my spirit. I am yours. That emphasis has to shift. I may not feel you, but I trust you. So, see, what is happening now? Devotees are trapped in the other extreme. When we are not devotees, we don't do any introspection. Devotees go to the other extreme, only introspection. मतलब जो आपका जो inner climate है ना, you are monitoring it all the time. अभी temperature कितना है, अभी बढ़ गया, अभी बारिश आ रहा है. Somebody is obsessed with the inner environment. Forget it. You trust the relationship regardless of the climate. है नहीं है यार, भगवान है. So, and last but not the least, most important, don't have to act that you are detached or beyond feelings. Very simple. Krishna, I am very attached to my life, whatever I have, but still I am learning to love you beyond my emotions. Please help me. But this is enough. This is humility. There is nothing more. The existential bhakti का जो soil है ना, flower का, the soil is humility. बस अभी ये मेरा औकात है, जिस where I am. So don't need to pretend. When you pretend, we are trying to impress Krishna. And when we are honest, we are pulling Krishna closer to us. And we are also going closer to Krishna. So you ask yourself, you want to do pretentious bhakti or honest bhakti? So there is one last I would like to read, one lamp offering. This is what, see, grahasthas ke liye practical possible that you could have a lamp, you could offer in the night before sleeping. What we do is, many of us, we can hold your palms together and imagine a small flame inside your heart. उसको सोने के पहले जलाओ lamp को, and you can offer a prayer. Krishna, this flame is my love. Sometimes it is flickering, sometimes it is fading, sometimes it is glowing, but I keep it burning for you. Not for happiness, not for blessings, but just because I am yours. उसके लिए जला रहा हूँ इसको बस. That's it. That will center your day. After the end of the day, you'll come back to existential bhakti. Somehow you'll come back. and you're not denying your emotions also. So, and this offering Krishna loves more than all the big things we do. I would like to end with one small story. We were in Sri Lanka Yatra, and in 2019 February, we were going to Hanuman temple. It was on a mountain top. So we had to go like this and then turn and then again go up like this and then again turn, go like that. We had to go. So at one place where we were going, there was a boy, there were two buses. And going to there was a 9-year-old boy, he was selling flowers. And he was smiling, laughing. Everybody looked at him and our buses went. And then we went straight ahead and then we had to turn and go up. And when we came up, we were shocked. There also this boy was, same boy was there. And smiling, laughing. Our buses are going fast, we didn't stop. I saw every round, almost 5-6 times. And at the 6th time, we knew, hey, which miracle magic means this boy is running because he was sweating completely. He had some shortcut, somewhere he was running. But then everybody spontaneously shouted, stop the bus. We were so overwhelmed by that boy's enthusiasm. And then that boy entered the bus. He was panting, fully sweating, but he had such a beaming smile. And he was showing his flowers to buy. Sri Lankan boy, all the flowers were wilted. Everything was kachara flowers. And everybody, the whole flowers are purchased. Somebody gave 100, and Sri Lankan rupees is, Indian rupees is much stronger. 100 rupees. Kisne 500 ka note diya bachche ko. Sada hua flower le liya. Now going through, dekh rahe. Look, it was shocking. But because that, they were overwhelmed with love to see that boy's enthusiasm. So when I saw that, I was getting the realization that we are like that boy, हमारा सब wilted है, पूरा अंदर खचरा पट्टी है सब. But if you are that enthusiasm, Krishna, I'm coming every day, showing up. Krishna will say, yeah, Krishna will give us more than what we have. So I written a poem. I'll end with this. Chota sa poem. This is the essence of today's class. If I miss the whole class, even if I feel nothing, I am yours. That is the title of the poem. Krishna, even if I feel nothing, I am yours. Even if my heart is dry, my mind is distracted, and my mouth moves without meaning, I still belong to you. I do not chant to feel good, I chant to be yours. I do not serve to be seen, I serve to be surrendered. My joy is not in ecstasy, my joy is in chastity. Like a lamp that burns quietly through the night, I too want to burn silently and steadily. Even when no one watches, even when you seem far. I do not ask you to lift my burden. I ask you to use my burden to draw me closer to you. I do not want consolation prizes. I want the real thing. And what is that? Belonging to you without condition. Krishna, even if I never taste sweetness again, let me not forget you are still sweet. Even if I cannot feel your hand, let me hold yours. I choose you over my feelings. I choose you over certainty. I choose you over me. Krishna, I am not offering you my strength. I offer you my brokenness. I offer you my dryness, my dullness, my ache. Take it, make it yours. Even when my heart forgets you, I pray, don't forget me. Even when I feel distant, let this quiet love burn within me until I am fully yours. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. 3 दिन का जर्नल था, सब भर के दम कर दिया. So I'll stop here. We just have 1-2 minutes. If anybody has any comment, we could take.
Your values are like this much, and when you come, like when you go down. So I just want if you can.
I gave a gross example for it. Somebody comes at this level of bhakti means he has certain family values, certain principles, certain commitments, what is right, what is uncompromising, वो सब accept करके. And then he heard about ISKCON, he came to ISKCON, and then intensity he practiced without sensitivity. And he's not experiencing anything Krishna. And if he was not a devotee, he would have been here only in life. And as a devotee is not getting Krishna, so then he goes down, means he may have an extramarital affair, or he may cheat, he may take some money from somewhere, or he may watch pornography, That means he has come down from his value system which he had held dear before coming to ISKCON.
But why did he do that? Like, because he's not getting.
Because he is not connecting to Krishna and is only looking for his own happiness, and then he starts offending devotees and he gets reactions, it becomes messy. It becomes materialistic. You are materialistic in the name of being a devotee. And then you start betraying your own values, the values that you are holding very dear to yourself.
Because I'm not getting results.
I'm not getting results. I wanted to be happy in Krishna consciousness. Earlier, I wanted to be happy doing sense gratification. But you don't understand that Krishna is playing a different law. Krishna ka law book mein alag rules hai. It's not about my happiness. Bhakti is all about Krishna's happiness. But I want to be happy. I want to be happy. I give up sense gratification for you, Krishna. Now make me happy. I'm not happy. Then I go to sense gratification with vengeance. Interest दबा के रखा ना, तो like loan लिया तो interest के साथ भरना पड़ता है ना. So if you deprive yourself of sense gratification for so long, then you go back to sense gratification. Like why did? So there are people who have been unfortunate victims of this. That's why I said they come down. Yes, Palak Prabhu, we'll end with Palak Prabhu's correction comments.
Where does material detachment fit into?
What do you mean by material detachment?
We keep on saying that we should, as we progress into spiritual activity now, we should detach from our material bondages, various things material.
Yeah, we need to let go. Yeah. So there are two ways of doing it. One is give up a lot of stuff and then suffer. Prabhupada gives the example of that Chittaranjan Das, Mahatma Gandhi follower. A very wealthy man. He gave up everything to join Gandhi and in 1 year he died. Because he couldn't live in that artificial renunciation. Renunciation, giving up has to be organic. It has to be natural, seamless. Like how does the sun rise? How does the sun set? Have you seen sunrise and sunset? How it is? But in the night you want light, what do? But nature mein light doesn't come like that. How do seasons change? How does old age come? So, there is rhythm, there is harmony, there is beauty in nature. Renunciation में ऐसे ही होता है. As you chant more, as you remember Krishna, as you slowly give up small things you give up. And then seamlessly you are able to give up everything for Krishna. But many of us, the mistake we did was we gave up overnight, सब कुछ छोड़. Externally. Then you can't handle that. It's very artificial. So giving up everything, simple activities we have to give up. But I'm talking about in general material attachments. They cannot be given up overnight. It's organic. It's like nature. Basically, nature में कैसा होता है? Sunrise, sunset. वैसे sunset होना चाहिए हमारे desires का.
One
knee-jerk reaction नहीं होना चाहिए. Because it comes back with, it ricochets and it just bounces back and becomes ugly. We'll stop here. Yes, Shai.
Is that
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes, 1.2.6. Yes.
Apratiyata.
This whole class was an exposition on that verse. Ahaitukya apratiyata, unconditional, uninterrupted bhakti. So we are beginning by small affirmation which we shared today, which is our daily japa, which is our daily struggles. Okay, we stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you, online devotees. Okay.